Awakening the Bear, Firefight Generation, and Solitaire Play. So last round I drew myself an action card, which has caused me a bit of trouble, to be honest, because it says that my unit will receive action points. And that does not make sense in Solitaire Play because we don't really use action points. So there is a rule in the Solitaire rulebook saying that you can use caps to lower the action point spent for an action point spent check. So if you use an action, say a fire action here, it costs 3 action points, but you use caps to lower it to 2 action points, and then you take the spend check. Now you could do something similar here. You could activate a unit, you can make some actions, you could spend 1 cap and roll a die and reduce the number of action points you used with what you get on the die in accordance to what the card says. So if you use a big action like 5 action points, then spend 1 command point, roll a die, and deduct that number from the number of action points spent. Now that makes a little bit sense. So it's either to use the card like that or to discard it and draw a new one. So I'm going to save it and I'm going to use it like I suggested. Let's start the next phase, and it is the German who has the initiative. Other than that, the main objective here is really this big tank here. If I can take it out, and I reread actually the instructions, it says I had to take it out in close combat to receive those extra points, so I have to drive up close to him and then assault him. My biggest tank is here in the center, backed up by a Panzer IV and a Panzer II. I'm going to order this guy to fire for 3 action points here. And you already calculated that that has a defense value of 19. I'm shooting with 11. Yes, and that's oh wow, that's actually, oh wow, that's 11 right there. So that's 22. I'm attacking with 22, and that is 4. No, it's not. It's, oh crappers. Why, I was quite excited there for a moment because I thought I scored a critical hit. A critical hit is if I score 4 or more over the required value. Then it's destroyed right away. I didn't. I scored 22 and the defense value was 19. So, you know, the building saved it. Oh crappers, but it is damage for sure. That's fantastic. And I used 3 action points. Let me see if I'm spent. I am spent. Okay, let's see what the AI does. He takes a card, and there's no one fulfilling the requirements of adjacent or close combat, so it goes here. Hit AI closest to a mission objective will rally, and there's 2 hit AIs on the map here. Anyway, it's going to be this guy here who's rallying. So many, if not most, missions will have a control marker placed on the board signifying a mission objective which you need to take. Hard time interpreting that, but in any case I'm going to try to rally this guy. And rallying is a 5 action point cost, and that means we need to expose this counter to see what the rally number is. No rally, it's only light damage, and no rally possible. Yeah, turns out this is a damage that can't be rallied if it is of such a nature that it's not possible. It has no effect though, but it puts down a hit marker, so another hit will still destroy it. Yeah, the other guy, immobilized thing, is the same thing. It can't be rallied either. So the rally order is not possible to do. Let's continue then. AI closest to the lowest DV fresh unit will fire. Lowest DV fresh unit. Well, that's good, that saves this guy. So the AI closest to is this guy firing here. That's the closest one. This is the AI then that is closest to the lowest DV fresh unit. The white circle underneath the number here indicates a turret, so he will, well, turret and fire with full firepower, but it will cost him 2 extra action points, so he is most certainly going to be spent. And that's 7 action points for firing. Firepower 6. So AI also will add 1 cap. Let's make the calculation. Firepower 6. Defense value 15. And with 1 cap that's 7. And they need to reach 15, so an 8 or more they will hit. No! Lucky. That's a miss. And they are spent then. You can see here 2 or more and they're spent. So, but I can, of course, and I will return the favor, firing this guy 5 into the side armor of 13 here in the light woods, giving 14. That means I need 9. I got 7. I also missed. I spent 3 action points to fire. And I'm good. If AI plus unit less than 4, no, we are much more than that. Then nothing that close. Execute counteractions, which we know are bringing units on the map. There's no more there. Hit AI in a 0 DM hex. There are no hit AIs in a 0 DM hex. Unhit AI, there's plenty. Closest to a unit that just acted may fire. This unit just acted, nobody can fire upon him. I think. Let me check. No. That's not possible either. Unhit AI, it's plenty. Closest to a spent unit or mission objective. Move towards. I have only 1 spent unit, and this is the one in the woods. And the AI which is closest to it, which is unhit, and of course unspent, is this guy. So he will try to close in now on my tank. Move towards. Ah, it's a bummer, really. That will put him in this hex here. This is a minefield, so he'll stay away from that. And if he goes into this hex, he's sitting duck. But I think here it's the rule says that if you can choose between multiple hexes, and I really can't in this case, this is going to blow me up, so I'm not going there. That's just stupid. Going there will put the tank, well, okay, so he doesn't really have much choice. And because this is not a low risk move, he will move into this hex, facing the closest unit. Rule specification just checked, so that's fine. Yeah, he will actually move once more. I forgot about that. He moves out in the open for 1 action point. Yeah, he moves out in the open for 1 action point and has a bonus move. Yeah, this is actually the hex he's in. So, bam. Oh man, that brings him right up, ready for a close assault or a really hefty shooting thingy. Okay, so that's just 1 action point. Oh man, this is dangerous. He's not spent. He is not spent. How do I answer to that? Well, I know how to answer to that. No, I don't know how to answer to that. If I had command points available, 3 command points, 5 command points available actually, I would fire back at him. I don't, so I need to take another action. I need to put this tank out of commission. Yeah, so this guy is in with the fire arc. And that's important because then if the Panzer IV here shoots, it will hit the front armor. But if this guy shoots, it will hit him in the rear. So he will activate and shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's within range. He will use the turret thingy, so it costs 5 action points. Most certainly will spend him, but he will try to shoot him in the, yeah, in the behind. 12. And I really need these to succeed, so I'm going to spend my soul command points, which I have, to augment that, giving him effectively 4 firepower, which is 4, yeah, and I need 12, but it's the only chance I have. Oh! Oh, look. Oh. Wow. That's a shot. That's double sixes. And with my 4, that is 4 more than the required number I need. So I destroyed it straight away. Critical hit. Bam. Man. Woohoo! It's moments like these that are, make board games worth playing. It's gone. 1 victory point to me. Yay! Okay, a quick look at the track. Sorry for the glare. But what I do now is that I flip here. Well, that was totally worth it. And for my 5 action points, let's see, I am spent. Because you can see here, more than 5, the unit is spent. But it was totally worth it. And now I feel like I've got the upper hand here on the Soviets. I do feel that the German panzers are making up for the low firepower somehow. Yeah, they have put a counter on this guy, and they are... I only need 1 more damage on them, and they are gone. And I don't have any damage on me, so that's great. I'm feeling very good. So let's see what the AI can hit me with. Try to move the time track thingy, or the mission track. It's not the time track, it's the mission track. Important to remember. Sort of a time track, but not really. And we don't have any here. You see, if he were adjacent, he would actually fire on me, and that will be devastating, because if you're adjacent, you get bonuses to your firepower. But that don't happen, and there is no execute counteractions, we know that. And then it's the unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. Well, the unit that just acted is not fresh, it is spent, so we skip that. Hit AI closest to a mission objective will try to rally. They can't rally, none of the hit guys can rally. AI closest to a target will low risk move towards that target. Well, units are targets, and it's this guy here. And he's actually trying to get closer to me. He is fresh, he can move, there's no problem. A low risk move will not allow him to move out in the open, but he can move into the dense woods because he moves towards my flank. Move towards means that he has to close the number of hexes between us. But there is one exception, and that's if he can't do that, and he can't now, he moves out in the open, that's not allowed. He can move into a hex with equal or better defense modifier than the one he is in, and the dense wood is actually better. And in addition, he moves towards my flank, which is of course something that's good, because then he can shoot me in the flank. So he moves here into the woods, cost him 2 extra action points, and the one he have, that's 3 action points. Drawing another card, and this guy is spent. Sometimes the AI does funny things, but sometimes I do funny things too, so that's okay. Right, then it's me again. The German me. I feel like I want to push this flank a little bit. Question is here if I should move to get really close or still try to fire at a distance. And it's 15 because it's in the woods, so I need to roll a 10. And I can do that. I've done that multiple times. Fire! 11? Great! Because that will put another hit counter on this guy. And he has 2, so we do a spent check. 4? Well, that's great. I only used 3. Yeah. Cool. Pushing on with the AI. If AI plus units are less than 10. And for this we actually count rumored enemy units as well. So there are 2 down here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we are more than 10. This thing does not apply. Fresh AI less than fresh units. No, I think it's the opposite. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 fresh units. The AI has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fresh units. So nope. Mortar infantry guns, no, that don't apply. AI farthest from lowest DV unit. yeah, that's possible. It's a fire order, so anybody who is eligible to fire can fire. In that sense, it's only one unit that's eligible to fire. It's this guy down here. I think I've calculated multiple times that he can actually see my Panzer here in the woods. Just again, so I'm sure it's not possible for these units to see this guy here, because I crosses the hex with a house, and that means that the entire hex is filled with houses. That's how the rules are anyway, so yeah. So that's the AI which is closest to the lowest DV unit. Farthest from the lowest DV unit, long range fire. Is it within range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is. It's 16, it's 17. Armor value, he has a firepower of 9. So that's not too bad actually. You just need 8 or more. And he rolls a 7. That's 16. 16, no, so that's a miss. It cost him 6 action points actually, so he spent that unit there. Yeah, he spent. Well, the left flank has sort of vanished, so maybe I should just push on and try to go around here. I will try to do that. I'm moving this guy here then. 1, 2. And checking if he is spent or not. He is not, because that cost me only 1 action point. AI, what's his response? A command order, which means it doesn't care if the unit selected is spent or not. None of these apply, nothing is in close combat or adjacent. Then the hit AI closest to a unit, auto rally. That would mean this guy here, but he cannot rally. So that's not possible, I'm sorry. AI in a 0 DM hex. It's a move order. Are there any AI in a 0 hex? Yeah, this guy is in a 0 hex. These guys are in a 0 hex. So the AI in a 0 hex closest to a target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are equidistant. And the solo rule says we should use the one that's unhit, and both are unhit, and then you should use the one with the lowest movement cost. Yeah. The movement cost is 1, and the movement cost here is 1, so that's also going to be random. So I have 3 units here, which are all randomly then selected. I can't select them anymore. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just for a close-up of this portion of the board, we can see that the line of sight here traces through this hex, which has a house at its center dot, so we have to consider the entire hex as houses, meaning we can only see here. Yep, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rumored enemy also counts, and they all have movement cost of 1. So we roll the die, and it's a 4, so that's the tank beneath here. He will take a low risk move towards the target, and the target that made him eligible was this tank. A low risk move, it means that he can't move into a fire zone. It means that he will drive into the house, because the next time he will low risk move, he can move into this house and then he can fire. He'll move into a fire zone if it moves into a hex with equally or better the defense modifier than the hex he is in. Ooh, that's a long sentence. House to house is excellent. I'm going to continue my move here, driving over open terrain like this, trying to get around these bushes. That cost me 1 action point. No, I'm not spent. And the AI, what does he do? Right, if you're really low on units, then we move, we are not. And there is no adjacency, and there is no in the same hex, and no execute contractions, because that's putting stuff on the table. We already done that. I'm not going to say that anymore when these things come up. There's no AI that can rally, but there are several unhit AI. And the fresh unit that just acted is this guy. but nobody can fire upon that guy. He's behind cover, so this is a fire order, so that goes away. We go further down. AI closest to a hit unit will fire. I have no hit units. Then we will execute mission orders, and the mission orders, AI farthest from a unit will low risk move towards and fire. Any unit that can move and fire on any of my units are undiggable. But they have to be fresh, right? So that means really it's in this neighborhood here. These guys count and this guy count as well. But what I know is that if the mission order specified a low risk move. So this guy cannot do a low risk move. So it means that this guy cannot move low risk and fire upon me or any of my units. This guy can neither. These guys can't either do that. Neither either. No, none of these can. But this guy can. So he can do what I just speculated on last round. So he can low risk move into this house. That's allowed. It's from, even though it's goes into a fire zone. Is it allowed? Let me check. If it's outside of a fire zone, it can move into a fire zone if there is any kind of defense modifiers there, and there are here. So he moves there, and he fires upon me. If he can. Let me see if he can. 6. No, he can't do that actually. He won't be able to hit me. Attack from front here is 19, and he has only firepower 6, 7, 8. With the 2 caps, and that means he has to roll 11, and if an AI needs to roll 11 or 12, he won't take the shot. Okay, taking back that, and the AI will pass. Okay, AI passes, that's fine, I don't care. This guy will go around here, lining up for the shot, but he can't shoot yet. He must first test if he is spent or not. He's not spent. That's 3, and he only used 1. Now, of course, it's a command order. Okay, none of this applies. Fire even at long range is a fire order. It's the higher firepower AI, which is farther from the lowest DV unit. So which AI can fire? Well, anybody is eligible to fire because it's a command order. This guy can shoot at this guy. And this guy can now shoot at this guy, and that's about it. Yeah, it's not more than that. Farthest from the lowest DV unit. The lowest DV unit is this guy. And besides, this tank here is farther away from his target than this guy is from his target. So it's going to be this guy anyway. He won't pivot though, but he will fire, and he will put on 2 caps for that. Closer look at that battle. 15 defense value. 9, 10, 11. He shoots with 11. Oh, he's bound to hit me. Oh man, that was not a good move then. He's dangerous, this guy. Whoa. Yes, that's 8. 8 and 9 is 17. But it's really 19 because he adds on 2 caps. That's 4 more than it's needed, so I'm gone. Whoops. Damn. I was too bold. I'm down 1 victory point. But worse is that the tank goes on the track here, and I will have 0 caps now for the rest of the game. I won't be able to play any cards at a draw. Yeah, caps are important. That guy is super dangerous. He's a firepower of 9. Wow. Yeah, I just realized that I have another expansion which I haven't been using, and that's the Wrecks and Destruction expansion. And I'm going to implement that. It basically means that whenever I destroy a tank, I will draw a counter and put it on the map, and that wreck will be staying on the map and may block a line of sight and modify defense bonuses in that hex or defense penalties. So I marked here on the map the 3 spots where we have had casualties in, well, for the tanks. So going in order, the first tank I destroyed was up here, and that was a Russian tank. So I just draw a counter, and every counter has a German side and a Russian side. So putting it with the Russian side up there, it's visually more pleasing to see a rubble there, although that rubble did not have an effect. Then this that Russian tank, there's a +1 defense bonus if you're in the same hex, but it does not block line of sight. That would make that hex interesting to close assault from, because if you're in there, you will have a defense bonus. And the last one is a German one. This one will block line of sight and will give you a defense bonus. You can see the smoke in addition there. So basically it means that I will have to drive around it if I want to attack them again, the Soviets. Right, cool. So what can I do now to counter the attack of the Russians? This one is the best one. I'm going to move this up one and then the bonus move. It's not spent. Okay, checking the AI. Oh, command order. Can you believe that? This does not apply as usual. AI closest will auto rally. Okay, so that does not apply. It can't rally. AI closest to the lowest DV unit will fire +2 caps. So this one can fire here, center, and that's exactly across this hex line here. So you will be able to spot this unit. And the other guy that can fire is really this unit here, who can fire right into here. Let me just clarify these order cards. I think I've not been really 100% concentrated all the time, but you read it from left to right, but you sort of skip the thing in the middle unless there are multiple AI that are valid. So in this case, the AI, that's really the only selective criteria here. You got to be an AI and you must be able to fire on somebody on the map. If there are multiple AI which is on the map, then the one that's closest to its target will fire. If you can fire, if that AI can fire on multiple units, then it will fire on the lowest DV unit. Sounds more complicated than it really is. Okay, so we have two potential AIs, and the one that's closest to its target will fire. So this one is clearly closer to its target than the CIS-30. So it's the KV-2 tank that will fire on its target, unless now of course he has to roll really high. If he had multiple targets, he will fire on the one with lowest defense value. Right, his attack value, or his firepower, is 10. Defense value here is 17. He's in the woods, so that's 19. And the AI adds 2 caps, so that's 12. 12 minus 19, that's 7. That's fine. He will try to shoot the Panzer IV F2. 6. Oh man, I'm lucky, because that's just 18. And I have 19, so that's a miss. That's extremely lucky, extremely lucky. It's a command order, so even the spent unit here could do it. Okay, back to me again, or German me. Wow, that was super lucky. I wanted to drive around here, but the Soviet tank here has a direct line of sight here, and you're allowed to check line of sight before you decide your action. Well, we were unfortunate here, so I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to drive up this tank here now and check if it's spent. One action point is not. AI, not moving the track. None of these apply. Fresh AI, less than fresh units. No, that's not true at all. Hit AI, well, we don't have any hit AI that can rally. AI, which is closest to our target, will move towards. Which one is not spent? The group here and the 2 rumored enemies here. Closest to a target. This could be the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah. It's this unit in the building, and it makes sense if it goes into this building here. That's also in accordance with the solo instructions, saying use your cover, use your terrain when you move. Use 2 action points, 1 for movement, 1 for the building. He is spent. Okay, continuing down here, going here with 1 action point, not spent. Another AI. Command order, that's not too good. Auto rally thing again, we don't have that. Here's a fire order. And the target is hit units. We don't have any hit units. AI, which is farthest from the lowest DV units, will fire. Command order. Both of these tanks are unliggable. And this is also unliggable for shooting here. Farthest from the lowest DV unit. Farthest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is going to be AI here. Sys30. He's firing with command order. Adding 2 caps. That he has then 11. He will shoot at me in the woods here with 16, 17 defense value. That's absolutely possible that he can do some damage. No, I'm very lucky with dice roll. I can't say anything else. 4, that's 15, he needed 17. Okay, I'm just continuing here, keeping in cover. Not spent. If AI plus units is less than 10, you have much more than that. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, there are 4 AI, no, 1, 2, yeah. It's 4 fresh AI units and 3 fresh German units here. AI and a target, and the one that is closest to its target will low risk move towards. It's gonna be the rumored counter then, if he can low risk move. And the target, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's this one here. Does not have to have line of sight, of course. Can he do a low risk move? Yes, he can. He can go into either this building or this building. It will be this building here because that will reduce the number of hexes between him and his targets. Okay. The movement cost of that unit is 1 foot movement, and it costs 1 extra to move into the building, I think. Not spent. I'm going to move this unit here, and I'm not using the bonus move because I want to go into the woods here next round, and so I can shoot this in the back. Okay, let me check if it's spent. Only 1 action point. 1 action point. He is spent. Okay, so one thing I have completely forgotten is that when I kill Soviet tanks, I need to remove order cards from the deck. So I take what's left of the deck and I just go from the back here until I find 2 order cards because I killed 2 units and they are removed. And I'll shuffle the remaining of the cards here. That's a simulation of their losing caps. Okay, so that had no game effect because it was still in my draw pile. Then we draw an AI card. It was very unfortunate that this tank got spent now. AI in a 0 DM hex, which can still move. Yeah, move is the order, so AI in a 0 DM hex. Yeah, we have 1. We have the tank right there. And that's the only fresh unit in a 0 DM hex. So it will be closest to a unit, of course, and mission objective, and it will move towards. And its target is this tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the rest is further away, and it will move on the road with a bonus move. Yeah, so he's taking the chance and he's driving up, checking for spent. That's just 1 action point, and it's not spent, of course. I think I'm going to drive up this tank here. No, for 1 action point, of course, and a bonus move. Not spent. Okay, AI again. Hit AI. We do have a hit AI, but nobody that can move. Hit AI again. AI closest to a unit that just acted. This one just acted, so it's either the tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's either the rumored enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the tank. It's the same distance. Then after that, well, the priority between them is unhit, and both are unhit, and then the one with the lowest movement cost. For a low risk move, can this guy even do it? He's in a fire zone at the moment. Yeah, he will actually move here with a low risk move, or into the building maybe. Yeah, I can go into the building, and that is going to cost him 3 action points. This guy can do the same. He goes into the building. It only cost him 2 action points, so that's what is going to happen for 2 action points. He's not spent. That was a 5. Well, I'm tired of waiting. No pain, no gain. I'm going to drive 1 and the bonus move into this hex here, remembering that that gives me +1 defense. Checking if I'm spent. Nope. Barely. AI. Okay, move the mission mission or the timer on the mission track. Move it here, cap surplus. While the mission marker is on this space, the AI adds 1 to all of its die roll. Oh no. Oh. That, talk about timing. Yes, of course we get a fire order. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. It will fire. Yeah. So it's these 2 units. Then it will fire with a unit that has the highest firepower, which is of course the tank. I think I need to check that actually. Yeah, the rumored enemy is always considered to have the lowest firepower. Oh! Oh, that's spent. Oh, whoosh! I forgot. Oh, I overlooked that. Oh, great. Well, then it means that it is going to be the rumored enemy that shoots, and we need to figure out what it is, if it's anything. And this thing is a no enemy. Shush. Okay, that was lucky. So that part of the order card cannot be fulfilled. Then we have to continue. Turn out it was nothing there, so then it will be the AI which is closest to a target which will move towards it. And since we're only dealing with fresh AIs, these guys are still going to stay put. This guy, this T26, actually, that is going to move towards the target, which is closest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, equidistant. Then we will randomly choose. There's no choice really. He will go here and then he will go here. Doesn't matter which unit he's moving towards. It's kind of a suicide attack, but he's coming at me. 1 action point. There's a high likelihood that he is not spent, of course. Checking if he's spent or not. He's not. But it was almost spent. Right, there's not really much to worry about or to think about. I will fire. He's out in the open. I can't get a better shot than this. 14 defense value. I shoot with firepower 3. I need to roll an 11. This Panzer IV is crappy. I'm going to play a card. I'm playing this card here, and that's my action for this round. It cost me 2 action points, and I can roll a die and get that number of caps for use this round. I'm using this unit way over here for this action. So he's going to use 2 action points, and he's rolling a die. Let's see what he gets on the die. Whoa, 1. That was extremely unfortunate. Only 1 cap. Then I have to test if he spent 2 action points. He's not. Well, at least I have a cap, but that was not good enough, I think. Yes, of course they get a command order. Yep, it is a fire order. And it's the highest firepower AI that can fire upon any of mine. Highest firepower AI is really this guy, I think, with a 10er. Highest firepower AI will shoot at the highest firepower unit he can. Yeah, that's monster tank towards monster versus monster tank, and he's going to add 2 cap. I think he had 10, right? Yes, 10, and the defense area is 19. A little tense now, it's a shootout. Oh! Can you believe that? Was that it? Because that's 12. The firepower was 10, plus 2 caps. That's 24. And my poor tank has a defense value of 17, plus 2 from the woods. That's 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. That's a critical hit. Oh, it's gone. Shush. My monster tank is gone. Can you believe that? Yeah, direction here doesn't matter. The -1 red means that foot soldiers will have a -1 to their defense. The Soviet player is actually leading now with 1 victory point. I am in a little bit of a predicament here. I don't think that my Panzer IV here can hold off the Russians. The Russians here have 3 tanks and I have only 1. I do have 1 here, but it looks bad now for the Germans. Yeah, I'm staying put with this one and I'm driving into the woods here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I was driving like this into the light woods for 2 points. and I'm not spent. Yeah, okay, AI. So I just reshuffled, so there's a fresh deck now. A command order comes out. Highest firepower AI, farthest from the highest firepower unit will shoot. Highest firepower AI that can shoot on me. And this is a command order. Well, luckily this tank here, the KV2 tank, can't see anybody. It cannot see this one, and it cannot see the Panzer II here, but this tank here can see both the Panzer, this is the Panzer III and the Panzer IV. So both are targets. Now the highest firepower unit that I have that can be shot is this 9er here. So it means that the CIS-30 will fire on the Panzer III with 2 extra caps. He has 9 firepower and he will get +1 because of that stupid mission special thing, special event. 10 firepower plus 2 caps is 12 already, and he needs 17, needs 18 to beat me there. He has 12 already. That doesn't look good for me. That's 17, so he will hit me. I will have to draw a hit counter for the Panzer III. It's a +0 modifier to the rear armor and a -4 modifier to the front armor. Well, then I need to try to rally that, and that's a 5 action point operation. The rally number is more or equal to 9. 2 dice, more or equal to 9 for 5 action points. They did not succeed. They must check, and oh, actually they're not spent. Wow. Actually, I will get +1 because I'm in cover. Does it help? 5? No, it does not help at all. So spent, and let's see what the AI does then. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Hit AI. We'll try to rally, it doesn't happen. AI closest to a hit unit will fire. Well, there's only 1 hit unit and there is no fresh unit that can fire upon it, so we skip that. And AI closest to a target will move towards, and it is this tank here. It will move towards the target. Crap, it will go into the hex. 1. It will enter the hex with a bonus move. That only cost him 1 action point. So, oh, lucky me, he is spent. Okay, the rules say that the unit will try to flank me before moving into close combat. But it's not possible because it's a bonus move and the flanking hexes here is not eligible to move into. So it goes directly into close combat, as far as I can understand, and it's spent, and then I will fire upon it, of course. That's the best chance I'll ever get. My firepower is only 3. I'm using my cap for 4. And I'm attacking the rear armor. You can see the rear armor is 13. My firepower was 4 and it's +4 because I'm doing a close assault. That's not good enough, I think. 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 13. Well, that's exactly what I need. Oops, sorry, that's exactly what I need actually. That was a 3 firepower, sorry, 3 action point action. And I'm spent as well. Yeah, sadly for me, the close combat happened in a hex with a defense modifier, so that was not good because then the defense value of this Soviet tank goes up by 1 and I just missed. Still I'm spent though. Or AI order of gain a command order. I can't understand how this is possible. Close combat, they fire, and it's a command order. So they will do it right here. And they attack with 6 plus 1 from the mission track, that's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11 before the with the close combat bonus. 11 against my 14, 15 defense because of that wreck. 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. 12, 13, 14, 15. So they hit me. Even with this really low roll, they rolled 15. That's the same as my defense value, which is 14. So I need to draw a hit counter. I'm suppressed with devastating numbers to my guns or my attack values. And also with my cost to fire, which goes up. And it was a command order, so no spend check is necessary. Again, I will try to rally. The only thing I can rally is this guy here in the woods. Rally number 9. That's 5 action. I get +1 because of the woods. No. You look at that. And I'm sure it's spent. Yes, of course it's spent. I've done with all my units. Let's see the AI. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's more than 6 units, of course. Still here, but now at least they can't do it because it's a green card. The only units they have left which hasn't acted is the 2 rumored enemies down way down there. That's the only 2 units left now for the enemy, which they can't do, and they will try to rally. They cannot do that either. Yeah, if I have any spent units in a 0 DM hex, yeah, of course I have that. I have this guy here. So the one that's closest, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they are the same distance. We have to determine with a die, and it doesn't really matter. On the 1 to 3 is the guy on the left. Yeah, it is the guy on the left, and he will move towards. So he just moves right out in the open. He's far away, so it's not a problem. That is a 1 action point, and he's not spent. I will pass. The AI. There's just fire orders, and I will try to execute mission orders, which is the AI furthest from an enemy will move and fire. Now the range of rumored enemies is only 5, so he won't do anything. And actually, the AI will pass as well. So that marks the end of the round, and we will clean up, shuffle cards, and start the next round. All right, see you guys in a bit.